Alright guys, welcome back to the show. For those of you who don't know, my name is Paul. I'm the owner of Mr. Post Frame, and we're back here at the Mad County Standard. Today's video is going to cover making your storyboard or template, whatever you want to call it, preparing your columns, framing up 3 of the walls on the house, and 1 garage wall. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Oh, the ground on it. How much your corn it just kind of shot up.
Yeah.
So let's set 0. Let's set this to 0. So kind of what I like to do when we're doing this, get that right at 0. And then we'll 0 it out. If it'll go down low enough. Pretty confident this is the highest?
Yeah.
Battery's about dead. That blows. Alright, so this we'll set this at 0. And then they should all say plus. So I guess go around and check to see if any say minus.
Alright.
And if they don't, then you go around and mark what they all are.
Okay.
Plus whatever. Okay?
Yep.
Alright guys, so step 1 in laying out our columns is we have all of our footings poured. We want to find the highest one. So we've done that. We're going to mark that as 0. Then when we put our laser on every single other pier, it's going to say that we have to raise that pier up to get to our grade. So we're setting that highest one as our base. That way, every single other column we're going to have to add a 1/16, an 1/8, a quarter, whatever the case may be, to get that starting point, the bottom of our polystyrene, at the same level across all of them. So that's what we're going to do now. We found 0. We're going to go around and mark on every single one of these piers how much we have to add to that column to get it up to our base grade. Now we just have to measure. So we need to bring this up 1.7/8 plus 1/7/8. Alright, so I'm going to start out with my storyboard template, marking 2 inches of polystyrene, 5 inches of concrete. And the way I set up my columns is my insulation sits right over the top of the pier, and the reason I do that is so I can get complete 100% coverage with my insulation. If I set this pier at grade, then there'd be no insulation over it. So this is why I like to do this. My grade board will actually come down below all this and protect all this. So this is actually the start of my finished floor, which is where my base trim starts. So that's my finished floor. So 37 inches up will be the center of my wainscot board. So that you guys can understand why my wainscot board is at 37 inches, the center of it, because we have a 1-inch base trim and then our steel starts, and our wainscot is 36 inches. So we have 1-inch base trim, 36-inch wainscoting, so that puts our board, the center of our wainscot board, at 37 inches. That way we have room for the screwing of the panel on the bottom and trim and screwing of the panel on the top. Then from here we will go 2 foot on center all the way up. This has an 18-inch overhang, okay? So you can see that's 16.5 inches. So if we add 1.5 inches for our fascia board, that's 18 inches.
Okay.
And then that's, you mark a 90-degree line with your square, and that's your heel height. So you hook here, so 8-inch heel height. So that's where the truss is going to sit. And so we're gonna start putting a 2x6 right where the truss sits, so we don't have to do it later. So we'll just have 2 right there, and that's just the way it's gonna be. Because I want to keep this consistent, so it's the same every time. And then we measure the heel height of the truss, and then we put a mark, and that's where we actually cut the post. All right, good morning. This is our second day here framing. We're about ready to stand this wall. And so these are 18-foot sidewalls. We're gonna try to lift all 4 columns, inside columns together. So we have all this nailed together. We've got our straps ready. We're just getting all our 8-foot boards cut, laid out. So our plan today is to get this one stood, get this one built and stood, and then get the end wall built and stood. And then maybe even get an end truss up, I don't know. But we have measured across our wall here, and we're equal at the top and bottom, so we should be able to get a nice plumb wall. That we just, there we go. Jake. Actually got one that hit right away. Alright guys, as far as the cost in this video, we are going to put the cost of the material for what you see. So 3 walls, our columns, the 1 garage wall, and then as far as labor goes, when we complete the structure, we will put the complete labor charge for building the structure. It's just too difficult for me to break it down just for what you see. But don't worry, there's going to be a few framing videos, and then at the end we will compile all the material and the labor to build this. But I think you guys will find this enjoyable, trying to give you guys like an idea of how much materials are and all that kind of good stuff. All right guys, we appreciate watching. The next video is going to cover the trusses and the rest of the house and garage structure. But we appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't, check out our Patreon. It's for self-builders. We cover different topics. You get to ask me questions. We do a monthly live. It's a really great thing if you're planning on self-building. And we also have a design service if you're trying to design your own post frame home or building. Reach out to us, Design and Mr. Post Frame. But as always, thanks for watching, and we will catch you on the next video.